do this, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh, nice car. Ooh, I can look around.
Carl Faubert sought information for a living. That is to say that ever since he returned from Korea, after having served with the armed forces, he had been working as a private investigator in McRae. William Hamilton, a rich industrialist, had gotten in touch with him regarding a simple vandalism issue. Nothing to write home about. Not worth hiring a private eye either, just so he can drive for hours on rough roads. But that's how it had always been. The client pays, Carl gets it done. They had set up to meet at the general store, his client's business. Well, actually, the entire village had William Hamilton's name written all over it. When the roads were bad, muddy, or snowed in, it was customary around these parts to close them off. But it was also customary to ignore those signs entirely and drive there anyway.
Oh my God, really? How often does a road need to be closed to acquire picnic table at its gate? I don't know, you tell me.
Hamilton never mentioned a road blocking barrier. Why was it needed here in the back of Beyond? That would, however, be a mystery for another day. Carl had waited long enough for someone to come and raise it.
Hello, is anyone in here? Pick up the
Hamilton, no doubt, knew who managed the barrier. Carl wanted to give him a call, but that would have been too easy, though, as sure enough, the line was acting up.
Refire. This will be good. Okay. You know Quebec is an insustainable resource. The population of Quebec sits on an inexhaustible absolute advantage of its natural resource. Why not take advantage of this? Our material could travel the world and reach places as far as Dallas, US. Get involved and invest now, right back in company. Might will be awake at the heart of the wilderness. The north is swamped with wolves, caverns, bears, hyenas, foxes, snow owls, and hordes of other majestic creatures that are every bit equal of African wildlife. We are the African of America. Come discover the North. Experience the genuine white giant. Okay? Country of Madagascar, and its people wish to see you very soon. Okay. Interesting, that closed it. Open. Ooh, baller. Anything going on over here? Ooh. These masks look cool and creepy. What's up here? Ooh. Fire starter, and pincer. Running.
Carl was meeting his client in a store near this area. He was on the right track. Still not a soul in sight. There was no point in waiting any longer. Carl had to figure this one out by himself. Hamilton is waiting for Carl in the general store. It was time for him to get down to business.
Yep.
William Hamilton enjoyed a lavish country house built in the very heart of the northern forests, not too far from here. The local populace was divided when it came to the affluent men. Some saw a wealthy philanthropist dedicated to improving the region's economy. Others an aging Englishman who would do anything to further his fortunes. And those ones hated him enough to go on about scheming against him. Hamilton had recently acquired a few local businesses, but the last straw was the reopening of a mine, which gave rise to a wave of protests and threats from the Cree people. Given these circumstances, Carl reckoned that a good number of people must be feeling compelled to oppose Hamilton in one way or another. So far, only the industrialist's house had been a target, but soon enough, Carl thought, the target would become the man himself.
Yep. Oh, whoa! Few hours later. Are we dead? Oh.
Carl needed to get out of there. The cold and the pain required urgent care.
Let's go.
The driver had taken off. It was still best to check it out and leave nothing to chance. Carl needed help.
What? A nice woman.
Complaining was not in Carl's nature. It would take more than light injuries to interrupt his investigation. Such heart-wrenching Nordic poetry that was. But Carl didn't care much about flowery language.
Isabella, you gave meaning to everything. When you disappear, so did Percy. I would offend Percy.
Carl wondered how long he would have to endure this skin-stinging cold.
The tide against the ice and birds. Okay.
It was a small, locked box engraved with the letters W.H. Carl thought about taking it. Nothing was to be left to chance.
Okay. Ooh, first cake. How?
This deep in the country, his last hope was to find an abandoned garage or a farm by the roadside. His life depended on it.
I don't know.
The cold was burning Carl. He would not hold up much longer. He had to warm himself. Even better than he had hoped, Carl Faubert had succeeded once more and was now on his way to new adventures.
Whew. Nice warming toast. Medkit. What's up here? Nothing. Nice. Okay.
Spread out on a few acres of untouched forest, bellowing caribou, everlasting snow, and undefiled lakes, the Manistan region was no tourist hub. It was said to have been populated for millennia by Cree people, and ever since the industrial era, by the metal mining industry.
Okay. Am I going the right way?
The truck was running on fumes. Good thing that the general store was close by.
Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Surrender their divine nectar so easily. In all likelihood, they had to be switched on from inside the store.
Interesting. That sounds familiar.
milkman had to drive by every week to fill the bottle. The fresh milk indicated a recent visit. Something fell to the bottom of the box.
Really? Ooh. Oh no!
Carl had no trouble recognizing his employer. He had been killed. There was no need to be a detective to figure that out.
Yep.
But only a detective could have noticed that the killer had to have been very close. That the fatal blow had been given before the victim even realized.
Picture, yes. A dead guy. But this.
What could be inside that envelope?
John.
Carl was taken aback. He knew this address.
John
It was said to be the
Michael.
address of the P.O. box for the Canadian Secret Service.
Interesting. This place is a mess.
An explosion suddenly occurred outside.
Nope. One matches.
According to that log,
Lewis
it seemed like the whole
Dallas.
village owed some money to the general store. Carl was far more interested in the bunch of nearby addresses he had just gotten his hands on.
Yeah, I bet. I bet he does. I mean, I would too. And then, ooh, keys. Garage key. What's this?
Carl knew that Gilles Lachance was in charge of the general store. That made him one of Hamilton's employees. A very angry employee, as Carl could plainly see.
You know, Hamilton, I have a fog in my throat. And when people have a fog in their throat, they do not take risks by going to work. Customer protection, alright? I'm a wise man. Not to worry, I will have a nice doctor note, which I am going out to get it right now. Sadly, in the meantime, I have to close it down, the shop, unless you would like to fill in for me. I wouldn't dare to advise you after all. You must know how it's done, since it's yours now. With kind regards, your dedicated manager. Yeah. Okay, chill, calm down. Let me
The
guess.
snowstorm pummeled everything in its path. Carl was not surprised when he heard no tone.
Open the cash. One, two. Oh, awesome! Ooh, and the key, the post key. Let's close this. Ooh. My first key. What's up here? Empty bottle. Oh. back your it's over here. This place does mess, yes I know. Fire starter.
A nice picture of the Magasin La Chance store, seemingly taken the day it was first opened.
Okay.
It feels frozen in time, from an era long forgotten. Amateur hunters showing some pride at having killed a nice pelted beast.
Oh.
With men like this roaming the area, wolves would become extinct within 10 years, Carl thought.
Yeah.
Jumping from that height was akin to tempting death. Perhaps that man on the snowmobile had seen enough of this world already.
Maybe. General store is also a post office for the locals. That's nice. Back. Lovely here. Lovely. Quebec, Montreal. North Quebec economy is booming. The north of Quebec weather area population will soon reach 30,000 souls, among which thousands of happy families will posture thanks to the hard labor of their fathers, who will be constantly rallying and expanding financial wealth, mine, and history, legacy, hunting and fishing. The true Canadian dream. It turned into your reality now. The mind is sexual of in full expansion. Did you know that 1960 Canada trips the amount of resource worthy it collects? Did you know that the country true source of weakness is lying under your very feet at this very moment? The building of our school and our hospital depends on the materials. Exploring our resources, the road to our future. Interesting. Right? What's there on that? What's this? To up into my and punch machine.
The note explained that the garage and the store couldn't be supplied with electricity at the same time. Maintaining his composure, Carl recalled something from his military training. Wolves always stay away from populated areas. Wait, was it about bears? Carl was no electrician, but he could identify a wiring problem when he saw one.
Not a drought. Let it be known.
Hate was in the air. Seems like some villagers barely tolerated each other.
You are nothing more than a brigand, a robber, a garbage holder, a viper, a leeching monster. You are holding a knife at my throat. Too bad for me. But what?
The Polaroid, Carl's long-standing and faithful ally, has seen its share of husbands caught red-handed cheating. There's always something out there waiting to be snapped away.
Okay.
Staring intently at the controls won't be enough to make that lift budge. The poor thing was out of power.
No. Oh, why? Fix the wire. Nope, okay. Okay, destroy, good. Turn it on. Fill up the
Carl knew straight away where to find the infuriated Gelachin. Any good investigation would have
Ooh, a
this.
gun.
The murder weapon. What was that doing there, Carl wondered. Hamilton must have been determined to keep some information secret to post this key. Shame he got unlucky. Everything made sense now. Poor Hamilton's denunciation was interrupted, and he figured it would be best to lock everything up and send the key to his correspondent, who would receive the box later on. Clever, but not enough.
Right.
That's what happens to ordinary people playing spy.
It is a system of humanity and the free committed chamber of the world, and that I must address that follow the proper authority. The worst is happening at this very moment. I cannot write at length, but I'm requesting and need help from the country. I believe the free word is embracing a member of my command. The only goal. Okay. Now,
crowbar was stuck under the lift.
Yes.
Notwithstanding Carl's imposing stature, car lifting wasn't part of his skill set yet.
Yay!
At long last, the crowbar was within Carl's grasp. Surely it would come in handy at some point.
Should I press it down? At least we know it's black. Okay, turn on, come five. Yeah. Back to the camera.
Prince? Carl found a surprise at every turn. Was the camera faulty, or was it a possible lead? Carl felt that the store and its surroundings still held their secrets, and he didn't like to miss out.
Oh. What's that? No wolf.
Carl wondered what the hell could that thing be.
Yeah.
It looked like a man fossilized in ice.
Oh.
All of a sudden, Carl felt like he was pulled inside a world of dreams, a cold, unknown dimension. Somehow, self-control was slipping from his grasp.
Oh. Hey, what? Whoa!
To all appearances, this was a hunting log. Better yet, a war diary.
Okay. The beast enjoyed long slumber. It seemed impregnable. Ice is everywhere. I need to exercise patience and wait for it to come out. To think like a hunter. The beasts often invade the salmon, border the lake, terrorize the white people. They never see it coming, but they feel it presence. A cold dress grabs at your inboard. The beasts excite the wolves, make them more aggressive. One attacked me, had to cut his throat. The blade digged into his flesh, made a sound of cattle right. The beast is getting closer to the villager. It moved at night, bring heavy snow and strong gusts of wind along with it. I tracked it to no avail. I do not know a white man froze in ice, but I do know this is the work of the beast. It tapped clearly blood of its victim. White man knows nothing of this sort of nature. I touched the ice and him. The white man, I saw things, but I do not understand them. If the past and present were one, or as if I was a spider with my 8 legs. I could see backward, and for a simulation, this creature is not of this world. I must find the beast again, and if it's necessary, eliminate it. Okay. Can I go?
What could these engraved numbers mean?
739.
A fresh path suddenly appeared before Carl. Carl had that feeling you get when you immerse your frozen hands in hot water. What happened? Now at least he knew who the unfortunate man petrified in ice was. Gilles Lachance, the general store's manager himself.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay, go straight and go straight. Oh, come on.
A wintry atmosphere surrounded the house. The soundlessness of the area suggested it was empty.
Ooh, a
When
boot.
finding a boot, one wonders what became of the foot.
Yeah. Hello? I'm going to stop here for right now. We will come back to this later.